the world's most dangerous fantasy football podcast.
Chef and the professor. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Let's have a drink and let's talk through it. Hey. Highly disputed. Highly disputed.
Welcome back to Highly Disputed. We just broke down the college football playoffs. Now we're doing a follow-up to our rookie Superflex Dynasty tight end premium 10-team mock draft. You want to clarify that, Professor? Does that make sense?
Yeah. 10-team Superflex tight end premium half-point PPR. So.
Yeah. This time, though, we're taking, now that the draft order has been accounted for, we're going to take into account some situational draft capital. Obviously, this is a hypothetical. There's a million mock drafts out there. We're going with the OG, the standard at mock drafts, Walter Football. I've been playing fantasy football for probably over 20 years now, and Walter Football has been doing it since the late 90s, and the page still looks like it.
Yeah, so regardless.
But Professor wanted to go with Charlie
Campbell.
Okay.
He's
So Charlie Campbell is a little more accurate in your opinion?
Yeah,
All
the past several mock drafts, yeah. He just has really good intel, looks like.
So we're using Charlie Campbell's, basically what his mock from today, the 6th of January. And for the listeners, let's just run through this really quick. He's got Mendoza going number 1 to the Raiders. He's got Dante Moore going number 3 to the Jets. He's got Ty Simpson going 5 to the Cardinals. Jeremiah Love at 7 to the Commanders. Jordan Tyson going 8 to the Saints. He's got Kenyon Sadiq at 9 to the Chiefs. And then the next fantasy relevant player is Denzel Boston at 18 to the Jets. Carnell Tate, he has 20th to the Steelers. He has Chris Bell from Louisville, wide receiver out of Louisville, who we haven't talked about yet. He's got him going at the top of the second to the Las Vegas Raiders. And then he's got Mekhi Lemon all the way at 39 to the Browns. And my guy, Casey Concepcion, 43rd to the Falcons. So in response to that, we updated our mock draft 101. And let's roll through this really quick.
All right, so I'm going to go 101 again, and nothing's changed there. Going to take Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, running back. Going to be likely, unless something changes, probably the most valuable player out of this rookie draft for fantasy football purposes. You could argue a QB, a receiver. Who knows what happens? But as it stands now, he's definitely the most valuable player. So that's who I'm taking.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. And this landing spot, I really like this landing spot. You know, it would break the hearts of everyone who thought they got a stud in Bill Crosby Merritt. But Jeremiah Love to the Commanders with Jaden Daniel getting healthy, that's bullish. 7th overall, he's going to be a centerpiece of that offense. If that's where he goes, that does nothing but fortify his position as 1-1. At 1-2, I'm sticking with my guy, QB Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. Since our last mock, people in the Dynasty community have been starting to speak up a little and be like, hey, should we be thinking about this guy at 102? And yes, you should. And if you think that's a stretch, just watch the game Friday night.
Yeah, he's a better prospect, than Cam Ward. I'd say as far as like a 101,
Yeah, he's a prototype.
Yeah, he's a lot better of a runner than I think people also give him credit for. Like, I think he actually has a sneaky ceiling in fantasy. Yeah, sneaky.
And also, we didn't talk about the Raiders, but they have a lot of cap space.
Yeah,
and they can make some noise. He's going to have Tom Brady in his ear. He's got Genty back there. He's got Brock Bowers. And this is a really deep wide receiver class. If they do decide to trade somebody like Max Crosby and get more picks, he's going to be walking into a totally different situation than what we saw with Pete Carroll this year for the Raiders.
And they have $100 million cap space. They could go get a superstar player that's, on the market at the wide receiver position. They could go trade for one who's not getting an extension, right? There's a lot of different ways they can kind of go about that.
Right. Or they trade Crosby and take somebody at the end of the second or end of the first. All right. Who you got 103?
So 103, I have to go Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. He goes 8 to the New Orleans Saints, and in my opinion, at 8, arguably is the number one receiver right away in that offense. I know Chris Olave had a really good season this past season, but I feel like they both can be productive, but I would just have to give Jordan Tyson's going to be very valuable. Yeah, first receiver taken.
If he goes off the board at 8, my comp was what Tet McMillan did for the Panthers, and that was give Bryce Young a true alpha X wideout. And that just immediately paid dividends for both the teams and for fantasy football. And he's got the prototypical size. He's just got that fluid route running, and I think he's going to be a difference maker.
And the other big thing for me, which is why I went at 103, is he has a quarterback. So like that quarterback can support him and Chris Olave. And if he's who he's supposed to be at 8, and this is the organization saying, hey, we believe in the QB. Like, we're going to give you another receiver. And I think that's actually interesting,
And the Saints made some noise this year, and NFC South wide open.
Yeah, very interesting. 104, that was your pick?
Yeah. 104, I stayed with my guy, Arnell Tate out of Ohio State University. Although he was mocked kind of low, 20th to Pittsburgh. Obviously, we don't know what Pittsburgh's quarterback situation is going to be next year, but again, alongside DK Metcalf, that's just going to open up opportunities for him. And he's also going to an organization that can develop wide receivers.
Exactly.
They sometimes they develop them too well and it gets to their head pretty quick. But I like that organization, and that it's pedigree meets pedigree. And I think don't be scared just because a guy gets drafted and there's another. NFL offenses are built to support more than one wide receiver. And if anything, it's pick your poison for the defense, and it's just going to open up more opportunities. So my only question mark for the Steelers is who's playing QB next year, but that organization always seems to figure it out. So I'm keeping Tate there.
All right. At 105, I took quarterback Ty Simpson, who goes in this draft number 5. Quarterback out of Alabama, and in this mock he goes number 5 to the Arizona Cardinals. And yeah, I think depending on who goes there, you could argue that he's up higher. I mean, I think Arizona is a great situation. Arguably the best situation that these players are in. You could argue Vegas with Genty. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Like, great receiving core. Yeah. I mean, you got McBride, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Michael Wilson, right? It's really maybe running back, but you could sign somebody, right?
Well, and also Trey Benson did not look bad while he was playing. Yeah. He got hurt, but he did not look bad. And he was a pretty high draft pick. And it seemed like it didn't matter who they had back there. For running back, they seemed to produce. Like Bam Knight had relevant games. Michael Carter had relevant games. Running wasn't the problem for them. It was winning football games. So yeah, if he goes 5 to that offense with a new coaching staff.
Yeah, and then also you have to trade Kyler. So if that happens.
Well, yeah. I think if he gets drafted, we can assume Kyler's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe to Pittsburgh.
Wow. Sneaky how you put that in there. That would be great, actually. With Arthur Smith?
Yeah. But yeah, again, we can debate all we want, but NFL organizations know what they're doing. And if they take a quarterback top 5, you got to pay attention to that, especially a team with Arizona that has the weapons that they do. So, we saw it with Jackson Dart sliding, Tyler Shuck sliding. At the end of the day, NFL teams are the ones you need to trust, not the analytic guys on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. And trust your eyes.
Trust your eyes.
Sometimes the NFL gets it wrong too. So yeah, look at tight end last year.
Well, yeah, and there's some quarterbacks that have missed in the top 3. I hate to dog on Anthony Richardson so badly because he came out of the University of Florida, but it was a whiff. Another guys that the Cardinals whiffed on, who's now an investment banker, Josh Rosen.
See, I'm okay with whiffing, right, when there's nothing else there, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. We got Ty Simpson at 5, and that's based on
number 5,
where Charlie
Arizona.
Campbell has him going at 5 to Arizona. All right. So 6, that's my pick. Doubling down on Kenyon Sadiq. Let's see if he has a game on Friday. But Charlie Campbell's got him going number 9 to the Chiefs, which means Travis Kelce is retired. He's going to be a house husband, and Kansas City Chiefs have a weapon at tight end with this young man. So I think that's a great landing spot. If he goes in the top 10 and you're at a tight end premium league, yeah, you absolutely grab that guy. But let's see how he looks on Friday first.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, who you got 107?
So 107, I got Mekhi Lemon, who is, in most people's regard, in the kind of top 3 tier receivers. But again, I really do trust Charlie, and I think this is what's going on right now in the league. Sometimes players rise and fall, combine helps, whatever. But for me, like, just what I've seen on tape, like there's no way that he should be going at 39 to the Browns.
Yeah, they got him going to the Browns in the second round.
You said is Amon-Ra, and Amon-Ra went late too, but I'm just it's tough for me to, like, I don't know. It's just very obvious with them. So like for me, I'm going Mekhi here.
I mean, NFL size and speed and all those things really can sometimes elevate people where you put on the tape of Mekhi Lemon and he's right up there with Tyson and Tate. We said that. You had him at 103 our last draft.
Mm-hmm.
I could see you very easily switching him with Simpson at 5 because I think there's still a tier ahead. But if he's really going second round to the Browns, I don't love that. The Browns haven't shown that they can really support a wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
I think he's a little disrespected in this mock. I think he's still going to go first round.
But I was going to say the Browns, just go with this mock. If they pick him up, they're going to be nasty. Because you have Quinshon Judkins, you have Harold Fannin, and now you have Mekhi Lemon, a true number 1. So it's like they're really a quarterback away, and who knows what Deshaun looks like. I don't think he's going to look like much of anything. Shador analytically has not looked great this year. Has not really looked good. So they're going to have to look for QB, and we'll see what happens. But like stacking talent at other positions isn't a bad thing. They've been doing that so far, and it's hasn't been working for them. But they have a talented team. They just need a QB.
Yeah. I think this is a little far for him. I don't think he's going to slide that far, but it is kind of bullish for him as a prospect if he does slide to the later end of the first round and goes to a better organization where he's kind of a luxury pick, because I can see him excelling out of the slot, moving around the formation on an established team. But I still think you got to bet on talent and work ethic and competitiveness. And this dude checks all those boxes. All right, 108. I had Casey Concepcion. I'm taking Dante Moore here. I don't love it. Let's see him on Friday. But if the guy goes number 2, even if it's to the Jets, you got to trust the scouts. I think this is great value for Superflex. You're getting the second overall player drafted at 108. And he's 20 years old. You can argue that the Jets are an absolute dumpster fire, and they have been for the last 15 years, maybe longer. But let's give him a chance here. With Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, they kept these guys around for a reason. And maybe he can be that guy.
Yeah, I think
Great.
you
It's
have
great
to.
value for two overall.
It's great value. You might not get him here. I mean, Drake May kind of was going here in a lot of drafts,
And how'd that work out?
and it worked out good. The one
Bo
thing
Nix,
is, just,
Bo Nix went late.
it's just tough with the Jets. Like
It
they've
is
ate
tough
up
with the
so
Jets.
many QBs, and it's like it's not the Patriots. Like you could have argued not good a situation, but it's like like the Patriots are run well. The Jets are not run well. It's tough.
Right.
There's already question marks with Moore's profile too with
I'm
experience.
just saying, based on so they have Casey Concepcion, who I took here, going third to the Falcons. So
You have to go more.
if I have the chance to get the number 2 QB in the class here versus a second round receiver, you got to go with it, even if it is the Jets, because worst case scenario, you wait 5 years and he goes to a different organization and starts to play better.
And this could all change tomorrow. If he looks really poor tomorrow and the Jets take him, I'm still not going to be
Get away, yeah.
really convinced. I mean, we'll see. We'll see where the community goes.
If he looks really poor tomorrow, he's probably going back to school. But
that's fair. Or Thursday, no. But yeah.
If he balls out, yeah, he's definitely gonna solidify it. All right, let's go number 9.
So number 9, I took Emmett Johnson, who's, let me see, what was his landing spot? Can you look that up?
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be a riser. He's not talked about as much, but like his tape is phenomenal. Stats phenomenal. He's just a little bit undersized, but you've seen so many running backs like kind of buck that trend recently, like A-Chain, like just I think it's chains like Bucky Irving, although Bucky was injured, but it's still like, you'd love to have a Bucky Irving on your team, right? He's a very, very, very good football player. That's how I feel about Emmett Johnson. So
yeah,
I took him here at 109.
Yeah, and don't let tape don't lie. Don't let the fact he plays for the Cornhuskers turn you off of him. I don't see him being mocked anywhere.
In the first 2, but maybe he has been going in the third.
Yeah, but like you said, those guys you mentioned, A-Chan was a 3rd round pick. Bucky was a 4th round pick. Running back is you might be able to get him later depending on your draft and depending on who you're playing with. But Professor's throwing in his guy. And speaking about one of your guys, I'm gonna take Denzel, shipping off to Boston at number 10 out of the University of Washington. Go Huskies. Our mocks got him going number 18 to the Jets. Jets. Chef is stacking Dante Moore and Denzel Boston on the Jets.
With Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, maybe let it rip. I just wish Aaron Glenn wasn't their head coach, but
I agree there.
Maybe there's still time to get Cliff Kingsbury or Harbaugh up in East Rutherford. I don't know if he's going to go to the Jets, but just the fact that they have him going 20th, I think he's a guy who's going to rise because of his combine, because of his size, because of his physical ability. And everything else can be coached. But if he can keep his head straight and do his job, he's going to be a big-time riser. So that's our updated 1 through 10. With draft capital in consideration. That wraps up our second mock draft of the year. Please note this was before the college football semifinals where Indiana beat the brakes off the Ducks. Also, since this recording, Ty Simpson has been rumored to be considering a transfer and staying in school. Stay tuned and subscribe for our next mock after the college football championship. Thanks for watching.